Alright guys, today we are going to find, this is actually a reteach on the concept that we think you didn't understand. Okay, we have 2 weeks to the end of the semester. So, I'm talking about distance between 2 points today. Okay, we need this concept in order to do congruence of a triangle and how to prove that the triangle is isosceles, scalene, and all of those things. So, I want you to pay keen attention. Our objective today is to calculate the distance between 2 points. Okay, so on the SY plane, okay, on the SY plane, if I have a point here, this point will basically be my S1, Y1, okay? And then this point, when you trace it to the X, it will be X2, and the Y will be Y2, okay? My objective today is to find the distance between these 2 points, which is pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy, but most of the work has been done for us already. So here is the formula for calculating the distance between 2 points. What you do is that you take the X values and find the difference and square it, plus the Y value and find the difference and square it all over the roots, okay? The root of the difference between the x squared and the difference between the y squared. Okay, so if this is, okay, so, all right, so for example, let's try and use this formula. For example, if I'm asked to find the distance between point A, which is 3, 4, and point B, which is -1, 6. I want to find the distance. Now, applying this formula, this will be my x1, this will be my y1, this will be my x2, and this will be my y2. Pretty easy, right? So, now I just substitute this into the formula. So, distance will now be equal to the roots of x1. My x1 is 3 minus. Now, you have to be careful when you see a negative. Something should pop up in your mind. It's very important when you see a negative. It means something is not good. So, take your time. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this negative into its own bracket so that I know I'm dealing with the negative without there. See that? So, now I know I'm dealing with the negative. This is a bigger bracket for this, but the x2 is a negative, right? And then square plus, this will be 4 minus 6. I don't see a negative, so I just continue what I'm doing, right? Now, we know that negative times negative becomes positive. So this is actually plus, right? So this is 3 plus 1. So when I go to the next line, what is my 3 plus 1? Okay. What's my 3 plus 1? 3 plus 1 is a 4. Okay. So I basically will say D is equal to the root of 4 squared. Okay. Let's watch that again. Let's go back a little bit. This is 4 squared plus 4 minus 6 is -2. So I go in there and I say this is plus -2 all squared. Remember, I still put it under bracket because look at what I did for the positive. I didn't put it under bracket, but when I knew it was negative, I put it under the bracket. It's very important because negative can actually mess up all your solution. So this should be 4 squared, which is 16, plus 2 squared, -2 squared. Okay, when you square anything, it becomes positive. So -2 squared is just like squaring 2, which is 4. So the final answer will be root of 20. Now you are not done here. You want to know the distance. Root of 20 is not a distance, okay? Remember, you have this calculator. So what I want you to do is that go to the calculator. You see a green button. So you press the green button and put root of 20 in. Now when you finish putting in the root of 20, okay, something like this. So let me show you. You press this green button, right, and press this s squared. So it gives you a root of 20. And then when you finish, what I want you to do is that go on and press this, okay? It's very important. So it will give you the answer in decimal, which is 4.47. It's very important that you put a dot over there. That means that you want your answer in decimal. If you don't do that, it will give you the answer in SED form. Okay, there is something you learn in college called SED. Okay, maybe it will give you like 2 roots something. Okay, 2 roots. This is actually will be 2 roots 5. If I still know my SED, yeah, that's perfectly. That's what it's going to give you. If you put it on a calculator, that's what the SED is going to give you. But that's not what we are learning today. So we are going to do, make sure you put dot over there so it will give you 4.47. Okay, which you can say that, oh, the distance is 4.47, right? Which is fair, maybe 4.47 centimeters. Okay, now we are going to use this concept, okay, to explain how, so if I have a Cartesian plane like this, okay, and I have a triangle, you know, each of these is a point, okay, and I want to determine if this side of this, so I find a distance from this side, find a distance from this side, then I'll be able to tell that, oh, since the 2 sides are equal, it's an isosceles triangle. We all talked about isosceles triangle. We said isosceles triangle are a triangle which has 2 of its sides equal. A scalene triangle, isosceles, this is isosceles. We talked about this already. Okay, we talked about scalene. It has none of its sides equal. Okay, that's none of its sides equal. So a triangle with all the sides equal. Remember, we talked about that one too. I know by now you'd have been thinking, oh, what is the triangle with all the sides equal? We call them equilateral triangle. So if you determine the distance from here, and the distance is maybe 2.5, this is also 2.5, and this is also 2.5, then you can see that this triangle is a scalene triangle. That is why we are looking at this concept that you have to know how to find the distance between 2 points so that you can determine the distance around a triangle. Okay, yeah, have a good day. Make sure you work. Bye.